Hello students, welcome back to Unix classes. So the next concept is exceptions. There are of course exceptions to the general syntax of command mentioned. Some of the commands we have discussed so far, there are some exceptions we have. So there are commands PWD that don't accept any arguments and some command WHO. So which can accept more than one or more. See that may or may not be specified with arguments. The ls command can run without argument and with only options. The ls command cannot be run with arguments, but we can have the options like -l and all to check the file permissions, right? With only the file names also we can mention the ls command. So ls of chap, earlier we have seen that chap followed by asterisk we have used, right, to match the regular expression. The word option turns out to be a misnomer in some instances. Some commands compulsorily have to use one as the argument. Okay, one argument. I mean, here I'll say this comes under exceptions. Okay, then next is about flexibility of command usage. So combining of commands is possible here in Unix environment. The Unix system provides a certain degree of flexibility in usage of commands. A command can often be entered in more than one way, and you use it judicially. You can restrict the number of keystrokes to a minimum. In this section, okay, let us see the flexibility of command usage. One is combining command. So far, you have been executing commands separately. Each command was first processed and executed before the next could be entered, right? So one after the other. To the interactive shell, we were providing the commands one after the other. So each one will be executed first, followed by the next one, and so on. Also, Unix allows you to specify more than one command in the command line. In the same line, we can mention more than one command by separating it with a semicolon. Oh, here is the example wc note. For there is a semicolon, you can see ls minus l followed by note is written. So when you learn to redirect the output of these commands, you may be even like to group them together within a parenthesis. So grouping of command is also possible. WC note followed by ls minus l of note, which you are redirecting to new list. Okay, redirection. The symbol right arrow kind of symbol. Okay, the combined output of two commands is now sent to the file. What is the file name? New list. The combined output wc note followed by ls minus l of note. So this combined result will be sent to a new file, that is new list. This is what there is some white space is required between, uh, but that is before and after the semicolon. That is what shown here below. So WC stands for word count. Okay, word count. So WC display the count of line, word, and character in a file. Uh, User command it is. Okay, WC of minus C or minus M minus C minus LW and file, so on. This is what the syntax given. Okay, see where C, M, C, minus L, minus W, they are all the option considered as the option, where C hyphen C stands for counting the bytes, M for counting the character, capital C, which is again same as minus M. So instead of hyphen M, you can use hyphen capital C. L stands for line, counting line, and W stands for counting word. These are all the delimiters using for counting purpose. Okay. Some examples are given. You just go through. Okay. So here is a scenario when things go wrong. What will happen? So for example, see some of the commands are mistyped or some arguments are missing. In that case and all, what will happen? Okay, here some examples are given. So terminating a command, command's input, cat command is used for in the argument to represent the file name. So this is what happens if you miss the file name. Okay, if you just mention cat of file name, then file content will be displayed. So cat, just after typing cat in front of the command, that is in the command prompt, what you have done, you have just put a enter symbol, you have terminated it, so nothing happens, it will remain blank only. So the command simply waits for you to enter something. Okay, and if you want to terminate, then just put control D, that is common end of file. So just put control D, again you will get a command prompt. Okay, here Unix supports for this command prompt supports for some shortcut. Here control H, what will happen, which erases the text, control C or delete, okay, which interrupts a command, and control D, which terminates and which will give the command prompt again. Control S stops scrolling of the screen. Control Q resumes the scrolling of the screen. Control U kills the command line without executing it. Okay, control slash / kills running command but creates a core file containing the memory image of the program. Control Z, which suspends the process and returns the shell prompt. Control J, which is alternative to enter. Okay, similar to enter. Control M, which is also same. Okay, so STTY SANE, which restores the terminal to normal status. That is what from this chapter. Then we have to see some more commands as per the syllabus for module 1. We'll move on to the chapter 3. Okay, it is there in chapter 3. So first module contains topics from module chapter 1, 2 as well as 3. So the calendar command, calendar command. So a calendar command which takes optional argument month and year. So month followed by year. Okay, CAL stands for calendar. Please don't get confused. It is not a calculator. We have calculator command, separate command we have for calculator. CAL stands for calendar. So optional arguments are marked here inside the square box. Cal followed by month comes. So after that outer box you can see year. Observe them carefully. So if you just put calendar, then the current month calendar will be displayed. If you want to display the specific month or year calendar, then put cal followed by month followed by year. If you just type calendar, then what happens? This month, current month calendar will be displayed, okay, by highlighting today's date. If you mention cal followed by the optional argument which are mentioned inside the box, right? The month, that is number 03 2006 is mentioned here, so March 2006 calendar will be displayed. Next is the displaying of system date command. DAT is the command. Okay, current date and time will be displayed. If it is connected to internet, obviously the current date time will be displayed, otherwise system date and time will be displayed. Okay, then printf command is same as that of your echo command. Here whenever you are writing the C program, in C program we are normally using printf. Okay, we have run our basic lab, that is programming with C, the first semester what you have studied, no? We have run the course on this compiler, Unix based environment, that is on Fedora and all, right? You have used printf obviously, so you know the printf syntax and all you must be knowing. So on the from the command prompt also the same function printf can be used. So printf, there is no brackets required here, just type whatever the string you want to type inside double quotes, that will be printed. Again, percentage o, percentage c, percentage d, whatever the delimiters we are using, the same are applicable for this as well. So next is the calculator command bc. Okay, Unix provides two types of calculator: a graphical calculator, no, that is XCALC. Graphical calculator command is XCALC, that looks like one, and text based. Next one is text based command. Text based command is simple, just use BC, so it will consider as it will understand you are going to perform some basic calculating functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, you just after typing BC, it will wait for your input. You can type the numbers. You can go for addition, subtraction, whatever. So 12 plus 5 here is the example. Okay, next one is the XCALC, which gives the graphical form of calculator. Okay, getting no? BC is the command you have typed from command prompt, then it will wait for your input. So it is wait 12 plus 5 you have entered, 17 will be displayed. You can terminate it by pressing Control D. Okay, otherwise the other numbers also you can put, like see it supports for um, power function also, 2 raised to 32 also calculated. Okay. So next is about the mailbox command. Okay, receiving a mail. So all incoming mail is appended to mailbox. So this is the file named after the user ID of the recipient. So Unix system maintains a mailbox in a directory. Okay, this is what the path of the directory var spool bar mail in case of Linux. Okay, and username is there means var bar mail bar username. See, Charlie is the username here, but Charlie one message is sorry, one folder is created in that particular name. So using this we can check the mailbox, sent messages and received messages. Okay, Mailix internal commands here, they are explaining about this. So like the page user by used by man, Mailix command supports a number of internal commands. Okay, uh, that you can enter at question mark prompt. Let us see the example. So here is the table where you can use these commands along with Mailix, where plus, which prints the next message, minus prints the previous message, n prints the message number or message ID. Okay, prints the header of the message, that is date, time, the timestamp information, from where to whom it is sent, from where it is from whom it is received. Okay, D followed by N, which deletes the message N, where N is the message ID, and UN, which undeletes the, which undo the task of deletion, S file name, which saves the current message in a particular file name. Say FLNAME is the name of the file here. You can give a custom name. WFL name, which saves the current message without header. That is S with header, as W without header. Okay, header contains the timestamp information and two from such details. Please go through this chart, table number 3.2. Internal commands are of Mailix. That's it. Very simple thing. So we are talking about the Mailix command. Mailix command that is related to mail. Okay. First is it creates in Linux system. There is a folder. Okay, there will be a separate dedicated folder in the user name, in the name of user, that will be created for storing the mail informations. We can retrieve them. as per our requirement using Melix command. So Melix command can take many number of optional arguments. So commands they are called as. So these are all the set of commands. Next is the password command, PASSWD, which is the password command which is normally used to change your password, user password. Okay. So you can check your username using who command, who am I, you can type. So it will print username, say terminal name, and date of login, last login, whatever such informations will be provided. Okay, using who command you can check them. Again, username can be also be uname command. With the help of uname command, the uname command displays certain features of operating system running on your machine. So by default, it simply displays the name of the operating system. Operating system name will be displayed if you use uname command. So Sun operating system, Sun Solaris. This Unix is developed by operating system Linux, right? It is actually developed by Sun Solaris. So Sun OS is the message displayed. When multiple terminals are connected to a common underlying operating system, we can know our terminal. So using tty command, teletype command, it is also called as. Unix treats every terminal as file, so it is reasonable to expect a command that tells you the file name of the terminal you are using. Okay, for that purpose teletype, tty in short, is the command name. Tty command can be used. How? Say just on the command prompt type tty, it will give the file name or terminal id, whatever. So dev pts 10, that is displayed here, just as an example. Okay. Next is about STTY. So displaying and setting terminal characteristics. So different terminals have different characteristics because of the operating system version or whatever, or hardware configuration. So and your terminal may not behave in the way you expect it to. For instance, command interruption may not be possible with Control C or on your system. Sometimes you may like to change the setting to match ones used at your previous place work. The STTY command, which helps straighten these things out. If it both displays and changes the setting. So TTY, teletype command, if you want to change the setting, you use STTY, because some of the terminals, as per the hardware configuration and all, it may look differently or it may behave slightly different in a different way in the one which you have used previously. So if you want to match it with the one which you have used previously, what you can do, you can change the setting using STTY command. Okay. So that's it, guys, for this session. Uh, Please note down all these topics. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. See you in. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.